Greetings, wise ones. It's Melissa from 8th House Wisdom. I am back with the ninth installment of the Universal Law series today. Um, it's the day after the first presidential election, and this is a timely law to be talking about. We're going to be talking about the law of sacrifice, and in particular, in a North American context, what it means to really be a citizen and part of a community. Because I think that's something that's going to be really crucial for all of us across, as we're counting maybe the next 35 days or so. In the work that I do on a daily basis, I've already woken up and treated clients who had real difficulty experiencing the frenetic, disruptive, totally unpresidential way in which the election occurred. I think it brings up a lot of feelings of angst, concern, and questioning for people who are not just looking for government to make sure that their coffers and their pockets are lined appropriately, but also hope to experience a ruling state that also cares about humanity and cares about the things that are happening for each and every one of us and tries to address that to the best of their ability. Which brings up sacrifice and the law of sacrifice. I think we've all been told in our lives, there's always something you've got to give up to get everything that you want, or it is the meaning of being a good daughter or son, good family member, good friend, to sacrifice, to give of yourself in order for others to be in a positive position. And that certainly rings true today. The law of sacrifice states, according to Proctor Gallagher and Bob Proctor from that institute, that the law of sacrifice is to give up something that is of a lower nature for a higher nature. For example, in order to enjoy extraordinary success in life, we have to sacrifice our time, put in the effort, and be disciplined to work for what we want to achieve. We have to be persistent and persevere to work on what we want in order to achieve it. And I think that really just rings true right now as we find ourselves in the midst of election season, approaching October, with COVID still hanging over our head, and global economies trying to figure out how to rebound, and also leading ourselves into cold, flu, and allergy season, which already creates downtime for us. There are already so many things that Americans and our global citizens have sacrificed. If you are in one of the protected classes of people, if you are a BIPOC, if you are also a member of the LGBTQIA group, you probably know very deeply and intently the sacrifices that you have had to give up. Anonymity, comfort, and safety in order to live your life and live your truth, be able to handle being yourself, and also with a sense of gratitude and purpose, try to pay forward the sacrifices that you make such that other people in the future will be able to benefit from the choices that you've made, so that hopefully they won't have to make the same sacrifices that you do. And I think that pretty much sums up all that we need to be thinking about when it comes to the law of sacrifice. This downtime that we're having should hopefully be giving you insights and levels of clarity about ways in which you can most effectively utilize your time, and also help you to understand and to discern what is working and what's not working, so that you can do away with those things that are not working and prepare yourself to determine what other things are you going to have to give up and what other sacrifices are you going to need to make in order for there to be brighter days to come. Now, I recognize in our current political environment, and our just country's environment, voting is on a lot of people's minds. Some people are like, fuck it, I'm not going to vote. It doesn't make a difference. Some people are adamant about it and beating people over the head about what needs to happen. As it relates to the law of sacrifice, I have two messages for each of those groups. For those of you who are adamant about voting and feel it your civic duty and understand the power that you are exercising, however voluntary, I implore you to use the power of your vote to think about how your designs and how your wishes for the future of this nation will support not only you and your family, but your neighbors and the community at large. And then to pivot to those people who are in either a space of apathy or have completely removed themselves from this game. I ask you to recall the fact that it was about 70,000 votes across the board that allowed our current president to take office. And with the rhetoric that he is spewing right now, he could create the kind of unrest that would call for the ultimate sacrifice for some people, mostly Black people and other BIPOCs who look like me and who are not part of white establishment. And so while I encourage and support people in having all different kinds of thoughts about politics, I have been a registered independent my entire life. I don't play by parties. I play by what I think is going to be best for myself, for others, and for humanity. I implore you, if you are registered and you feel as if your one voice will not make a difference, don't believe that. I implore you to make a sacrifice around this ideological principle, around your apathy in that state, to give to a higher cause, which is the healing of America. We need a healing across the board. We need a healing from the health-related issues that we are dealing with. We need a deep healing from all the mental health things that are going on as a result of quarantining, staying home, and the adjustments in life. We need healing from all of the racial unrest that is happening. And we need a healing because our democracy is sick. And if we hope for there to be the kind of America that we imagine in our head in the near future, one that is not completely owned by entities such as corporations and people who believe that they know best for us, though exist in the minority, then we must find a way to make the sacrifice around our deeply held beliefs that it doesn't matter and choose a higher goal that isn't necessarily about ourselves, but is about the health and wellness of the collective. We are now moving through Libra season, which is balancing. And our election is going to be occurring during Scorpio season, which is transformation. And so I hope and I implore everyone to really think about the role that you want to play and the legacy that you want to leave. And I hope that you can apply this to politics, the election, and voting. But it's also emblematic of everything else that we need to be thinking about. This is about self-care. This is about whether or not we offer ourselves up to others. Sacrifices are being made. Hopefully the sacrifices that you are making are in alignment with your soul and alignment, as we said, with a higher nature, such that it isn't for naught. It's one of the most beautiful things we can do for others. And when we're able to do it in a spirit of positivity and goodness, the dividends that it pays are immeasurable. So I hope this has left some level of impact on you. I encourage everyone to do effective self-care, including potentially taking a salt bath and doing lots of emotional freedom technique, or AKA EFT tapping, as I am doing right now, especially if you're choosing to tune in to the debates. If you've already decided, watching them may not be the best choice for you. You already know what they're talking about, and you know what it's going to be. So it's not really necessary to put yourself through that. To be a good citizen and to be an active participator in this piece. It is, however, necessary to go out and rock the vote. So with that, I'm signing off, wishing you all a lot of light and love. Looking forward to seeing what the next season holds. And stay tuned, because I am preparing a new podcast idea specifically around astrology, and am looking forward to bringing it to all of you before the end of 2020. Light and love. Take care.